Good afternoon and welcome to Campbelltown Stadium for the first time this season in the Isuzu UTE A-League Men's as Macarthur FC host the Newcastle Jets to start Sunday afternoon of action in the A-League Men's. And after 4 pre-season defeats, many thought the Bulls would struggle in their second season in the competition. But in 4 league matches this campaign, they are undefeated and have the chance to go back to the top of the table with victory this afternoon. And this is how the Bulls line up today. 2 changes for their side with Alex Shushnia out along with Al Hassan Toure. James Meredith comes in, making his first start since round 1, while Liam Rose also comes into midfield for his first start of the campaign. Jordan Much is on the bench for the Bulls and could play his first match since he suffered a hamstring injury in round 1. For the Newcastle Jets, there's also a couple of changes. Jordan Elsey is sidelined with a slight niggle, meaning Jason Hoffman shifts to the centre of defence and Riley Warland to right fullback. Angus Thurgate is out with illness, meaning Costa Grozos comes into his midfield spot. And we could see a Newcastle Jets and A-League men debut for Mario Arquez, the Spanish import for the Jets. So Macarthur back home, looking to go top of the table in the Isuzu UTE A-League Men's. And of course, there were plenty of questions around the Bulls after their pre-season results. Similar questions, you could say, were raised about the Jets. A new coach, a new squad, and a lot to prove. But now they are playing some of the most attractive football in the competition and put 4 past the Phoenix last week. So 2 sides meeting that are humming along nicely. They've lost just 1 of 8 matches between them to start the A-League Men's campaign. So enjoy the Bulls and the Jets this afternoon on Paramount Plus. Arthur Pappas, the Newcastle Jets coach, said during the week that the win against Wellington, that 4-0 rout, built belief in his side, but it was only 1 game and it's forgotten now, and they need to focus on the Bulls. And it's the Newcastle Jets who will look to beat the Bulls for the first time in A-League Men's history who get us underway. And where do you feel this one's going to be won and lost, Daniel Georgievski?
Well, I think with both teams playing so clean in their first touches and their second touches, I think the field isn't probably the best, but at the same time, it's for both teams. And they've both shown quite a lot of resilience and quite a lot of concentration. You can tell by the coaches after the matches how they speak of the consistency that both teams are showing. So because of that, I do believe Warland's in the centre of defence, not Jason Hoffman. But regardless of that, both teams, it will be interesting to see how they do play it out. And look, Macarthur don't have their 2 most best players. I wouldn't say best players by Davir, but it seems like they've overcome that with some good football, and it'll be interesting to see how they come out today like they did last week, both teams.
A small but vocal crowd with the cowbells here, and they'll be hoping for some goals because these 2 teams did play in pre-season as well. It finished 6-3 to the Jets, so 9 goals in that one. Now, maybe not quite the same this afternoon, but let's hope for a few.
Thanks, Len. Yeah, I hope you brought your rain jacket as well. Stay dry on the sideline. Momboa. Here's Meredith back in the starting 11. Najar nicks it around the corner for De Silva. He's won his side of corner. Enterprising start here. We expected it to be. 2 sides playing some pretty fluent football at the moment. Silva's corner to Rose. With desperation from Newcastle to protect their goal.
And that was a massive chance there. You can see no one picked him up on the back post, Ben. And you can see right here, I think they just switched off because he came from the goalkeeper, but it was a great block by Dylan Manane. Matty Yerman was there as well, but it's a big block, a big chance for Lockie Rose.
So it looks as though it's the afternoon done for Dylan Manane. Disappointing way to end for him. So Dane Ingham Started the first 3 matches of the season. Came off the bench last week and comes on again today. Disappointing for Dylan Murnane, who scored his first goal for the Newcastle Jets last week. How about that for a ball for Valentino Ewell? Open goal for Boomo. Well, can you believe it? Alex King hasn't played advantage and the Newcastle Jets are furious. And it's a red card for Philip Curto. He's been the informed goalkeeper in the league this season. And his day is done 18 minutes in, provided that the VAR says that the red card is all good from Alex King.
I'm not sure, Ben. Look, it was a clear red card, I believe. We'll see what the VAR says, but I don't know whether Newcastle will prefer a red card or the fact that they scored a goal at the end of it. So I guess we'll wait to see what the VAR says. But look, it was a last man. He went for the player to stop him, and I guess it's a right call by Alex King. It's just interesting to see what comes of this.
Yeah, so that is a committee meeting if you've ever seen one. He's saying, well, would have been a goal, and he would have stayed on the puck. What would you prefer?
Considering it's the 18th minute and 1 man down, I would prefer the goal, to be brutally honest, because it actually changes the complexion of the game. You know, Macarthur won't be sitting back so much. They'll be trying to push forward, but yeah, you have 1 man extra for the next 70-odd minutes. But I don't know, it's an interesting one there. I've never really thought about it, to be honest, man.
Well, yeah, I've asked a few commentators that down the years, and usually the answer is I'd take the goal. So, yeah. So anyway, the story is that it's not a goal, and Macarthur are down to 10 men, and Nick Suman is going to play his first A-League men's match in 2 years. He last played for Western Sydney back in December 2019. So he's going to make his Bulls debut. And the man to be sacrificed, unfortunately, is going to be Tommy Orr. And just confirming as well, so the VAR has upheld the decision from Alex King. Newcastle now have a free kick on the edge of the box with the specialist Daniel Pena. He's going to leave it for O'Doherty, and maybe he should have taken it because O'Doherty just sprays it high and wide.
Considering how we know how Pena takes free kicks, actually a disappointing outcome from it, but obviously they've trained on the training ground and probably worked there. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked on the pitch, but right now I think Macarthur will be kind of shutting shop.
Hoffman. Pena from a tough angle, but he almost snuck it inside the near post of Nick Suman. And why not? He hasn't played a match in the A-League men's in a couple of years.
Yeah, that's a guy full of confidence right there. Just give it a go and see what the goalkeeper does. But positive play by Pena. You can see there was probably no one in the box for him to cross to, so he said, I'm just going to give it a go, and managed to get his corner out for his team.
Ewell. Pena. The angle the goal closed down by Mariappa. And now Macarthur draws a free kick from James Meredith. Alex King saying you are straight into his back. Always great explaining to the players, Alex King.
Yeah, he really does like having the communication with his players. But look, I think Meredith understood that he shouldn't have gone in there, and he's given the Newcastle it's pretty much a nothing chance, and possibly see what happens.
Macarthur standing over it with Valentino Ewell. From the Georgian. 2 goals last week. He adds another this week. And that is the best of the lot.
Look, on the Harvey Norman replay, you can see right here, he picked his spot. He knew where he was going. You can see once the foul was given, he told Pena, I'm taking this free kick. I'm taking this free kick. And he has hit it so sweetly. And Suman probably could have got a bit of hand to it, a stronger hand to it, but it was a sweet strike. And 1-0 up for the Jets.
Final minutes of what has been a fascinating first half in Campbelltown. Red cards, goals, injuries. It's had it all. And Alex King sends them to the sheds with Newcastle in front, courtesy of Becca Mikultadze, the Georgian striker, who scored his 4th goal in the Isuzu UTE A-League men's. And wasn't it an absolute ripper? They set piece straight into the top corner. Lockie Rose with limited opportunities. He'll be keen to take some of the chances that arise in the second half. Half-time at Campbelltown, Macarthur FC 0, Newcastle Jets 1. Underway in the second half at Campbelltown. The Bulls with the mountain to climb. A goal down, a man down. Monbois dwelled on the ball. Pena pounced. Yule is through on goal. Valentino Yule unselfish this time. And Boumal couldn't catch up with it.
You can see you lose the ball 20, 30 metres from your guy. Newcastle are a massive threat. They're all bombing on forward, and not only do they have the numbers, they've got the ambition to get there.
Isn't it interesting? The first half he ran too often, and it's Danny De Silva trying to find Rose. Yerman just used his strength, and Wallen swept it away for Newcastle. And yeah, the criticism of Yule in the first half was too much running, not enough passing. And perhaps had a chat to him, obviously, at half-time. And Noon across. Here's the chance for the Bulls. And it's Danny De Silva with a superb volley. Well, Arte Milicic said moments ago they will get chances. And haven't they taken that one?
What an absolute strike by Danny De Silva, who I will say is kind of underrated, but this cross here, I think those all Newcastle Jets players were just ball watching right there, but I don't think Danny De Silva even cared. He put his foot right in that, and the goalkeeper, Jack Duncan, had no chance at that. 1-1 and a very exciting game. Thank you for the Harvey Norman replay.
Hoffman. Yule down the left, who returns the favour. Hoffman and Valentino Yule playing the game with themselves here. Down the left, that was neat link up from those two. Now Pena trying to wriggle and find some room. And the free kick goes to Newcastle. And Tommy Uzcock is into the book for the reaction. He gives it to Pena, who is on the turf. Did you think there was a free kick there? Daniel Georgievski. Uzcock says, I got all ball, and that's what it looked from up here.
Well, look, from up here, we saw it differently. I don't know, I'm not quite sure. We're going to see in the replay right here. I think that Uzcock got the ball clean. I think it was a great challenge. I'm not quite sure what Alex King has seen there, because he actually has put now Newcastle in a good position, in a similar position they scored for their first goal. But yeah, I'm not sure what Alex King saw there, but on the replay you can see it wasn't a yellow card, let alone a free kick.
Well, obviously, if he doesn't blow the free kick, the yellow card doesn't go to Uzcock because of the reaction, but it's certainly the reaction worthy of a yellow card. You can't say that wasn't, but obviously if the free kick wasn't given, it wouldn't have occurred, but it was. And he lost his temper, the Macarthur defender who has been so good for them this season. Macarthur again couldn't repeat the dose. And I'll tell you what, this crowd is getting louder and louder. Now he's asking for Liam Rose to come from the field. Plays by Jake McGing, who's going to play his first match in the Isuzu UTE League men's this season. Did play in the Cup against Sydney FC on return from a hamstring injury. Now he comes on for Liam Rose. And his first touch, you can understand. Macarthur using Yule. He has Pena in the middle on the first time ball. It is not what he was hoping for. Run from Dane Ingham. And Boomal! Oh, Suman. Right place, right time. Boomal will be disappointed he didn't put it to Suman's right, but credit to the goalkeeper. Made himself big in the key moment. Now Pena. Ingham asked too much there.
Big chance there, but big save by Suman. I think you can see he's got a bit of a, Liam Rose might have a bit of an injury. That's probably why they've replaced him, but you can see Pena's vision and his ball. This was a sitter. If it was the other way around, I'm pretty sure Macarthur would have scored, because they just need one chance to score by, it seems. But I think he'll be disappointed with himself. Oliver Boomal with that shot, but look, it's positive signs for the Newcastle Jets.
Grozos under Hoffman. Yule is wide. Just gets caught up in possession. Frees the feet now with Grozos. Dinked over the top. What a touch from Pena. Boomal on the twist. Macarthur. Now Pena. It's really tight for Newcastle. It was like playing football in a phone box. Macarthur, Pena, Boomal free. O'Doherty straight at Suman. So another chance for Newcastle. And the changes look to be on the way for the Jets.
Well, you're just waiting for someone to shoot that goal and actually get it there. The Macarthur are defending quite well, but at the same time, I think Newcastle just missing those opportunities where it's that little pass, it's that decision making that is kind of affecting him at the moment.
Macarthur around from Meredith and just has a snapshot which draws a sharp save from Suman. Pena, it's too heavy for Hoffman. Arthur Pappas pondering, and he's going to make 3 changes. So Newcastle just with the one substitution up their sleeve now, with Dane Ingham brought on in the first half. So Sia Travanis out there now for Valentino Yule. O'Doherty makes way, so Alte out there for him. And Sam Silvera replaces Olivier Boomal, who is sprightly again. Is the only benefit of getting sent off, Danny, that you can get into the showers? You don't have to get in the mad rush after full time?
No, there's no benefit of getting sent off, man. It's a horrible feeling, especially when you're looking at your mates sitting in the grandstand and you kind of feel like you've let them down. But I think Macarthur, they're such a tight-knit group that they know Philip Curto is one of their better players. And yes, he made a mistake, but knowing him, his professionalism, it doesn't really matter. And Nick Suman's actually had a pretty good half other than the goal. So it isn't the best feeling getting sent off, but seeing how his team's performing up to now, he won't be too disappointed with it.
So the man who scored the match-sealing goal last week against Western Sydney, Jake Holman, about to make his way onto Campbelltown Stadium with Antonis Martis. Craig Noon and Charles Mombois making way, so he's done a mountain of work. The Macarthur captain this afternoon, Craig Noon, the home fans really appreciating his hard work. And Charles Mombois, and you feel like the main reason those two have departed is they're both on yellow cards. Finding McGing. Holman spins and wins the free kick. He wanted to take it quickly. Sam Silvera into the naughty corner. This is a key moment here for the Bulls. This is exactly what they want. Just a lazy challenge. It could be one of those days for Macarthur.
Well, for the Jets' sake, they hope that it isn't that, but they're making it tough for themselves by just sticking a foot out unnecessarily. They always have the numbers there.
Foul count. Swung around to Silva. Meredith! A famous win could be on the cards for Macarthur. Thanks to James Meredith.
Well, you can see that how much it means to them, but they've been pretty much from the 18th minute. From the 18th minute, they've been one man down and they've fought this way through. But regardless of that, I think that Newcastle Jets have all to blame for this. They've had an extra man, they've had all the possession, and they've just not done anything with it. And through their frustration, they've let Macarthur Bulls into the match. But regardless of all that, just the basic defending right there of Meredith. He's that big man, and he just put all his strength behind it, all his experience, and just headed that ball straight in behind the net. And the Macarthur Bulls fans are very excited, and this could be, like you said, a very memorable win for the game, for the team.
Silvera. Can he find the space? Still we go on. A famous win for the Bulls. Maybe the best in their history so far. Down to 10 men, then they were down 1-0. And then Danny De Silva and James Meredith with second half goals. De Silva involved in both, scored the first, set up the second for James Meredith. Full time, Macarthur to the top of the table. They win it 2-1.